Hi, Mike Sherman here, and I want to talk about a passage in Galatians 2 this week. It's Galatians 2:11 through 21, but I want to hone in just on a few verses there that kind of get at the crux of the matter, because Paul is talking about grace. This whole gospel is about grace, that we are not saved by works of the law. Nothing I can do can add to my salvation to give me righteousness or to take away from righteousness, that I'm saved by God's grace through faith. And we see that here, chapter 2, verse 16, where Paul writes, "Yet we know that a person is not justified by works of the law, but through faith in Jesus Christ. So we also have believed in Christ Jesus, in order to be justified by faith in Christ and not by works of the law. Because by works of the law, no one will be justified." And it's almost comical how much he emphasizes and repeats. He's saying over and over again, you can't be justified. You can't be made more righteous. You can't add anything to your salvation by however good you are, and you can't take it away however bad you are. That keeping the law has no effect on your salvation. It is by God's grace and through our faith in Him alone, because He accomplished something on the cross that we could not accomplish. Because of that, His righteousness can become our righteousness by God's grace through faith. And then I can't add anything to that or take anything away. And part of us is a little uncomfortable with that, because the implication is, well, I can do what I want then. If I can't, by my good acts or bad acts, change my salvific status, well, then I can do anything I want. And that's really a misunderstanding of the gospel. And Paul addresses that here just a couple of verses down. In verse 19, "For through the law I died to the law so that I might live to God. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. In the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave Himself for me. I do not nullify the grace of God, for if righteousness were through the law, then Christ died for no purpose." And now we see the other half of the gospel, that it is no longer really my life, that I've been adopted into His family, that I'm part of His mission. Part of what He wants to do in the world is through me. And so it is not my life, but the life Christ is living through me. That's where he talks about denying myself and picking up the cross and following Him. And Romans 12:1, daily getting up on the altar of a living sacrifice, so that I am His now, for His purposes, for His glory. And it's paradoxically, it's only as I'm really His that I really can be the me that He made me to be in His kingdom and in His family. I hope that's great news.